Hi, welcome to another episode of the Iscicle Pod. I'm once again here with Vitor, and today we're going to be talking about some things that you wish that you had known before you came to the U.S. Kind of trying to focus a little bit more just on those initial things that, like when you first came, that ended up being kind of surprises or shocks for you. When I say that, does anything immediately come to mind?
Yeah, a few things. The first thing that come to mind is when I was first signing up for my classes. Mm-hmm. That was the first time that I learned that you have to take general education classes. I came here thinking that all my classes were going to be related to my major. I didn't see anywhere that you actually had to do basically almost 2 years of general education classes. So I was surprised.
And if you hadn't done general education classes, we would have never met.
Okay, true. But I was surprised and honestly a little bit upset.
Did you think that the 4 years in total were all going to be your major, basically?
Yeah. I thought so, yeah.
Is that how it is in Brazil? Or
yeah.
And it's 4 years?
Honestly, at least what I know, I didn't go to school there.
You're fair.
But I'm pretty sure, yeah, all of your classes are related to your major. You're not taking general education. You don't have to take ethnic studies.
Okay, I really liked ethnic studies.
And that was part of the college experience here that I didn't really enjoy. To take classes that just made no sense to me.
Yeah, well, you are not alone, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But no, that's very valid. And every school is different. If you do community college to 4 year, that is different. But for me, I know that community college was one set of general ed, and then you at Cal Poly had a different version of general ed, and then at Stanford we have ways, not even called general education. And so I'm sure that everyone in their own way maybe is surprised because you're stuck in different systems too. You're not doing the same. I mean, you had to do it. You had to do it still at Cal Poly. You had some, right?
I had some left, yeah, but most were done, and that's why you want to do if you go to you want to go to a community college, do your general education, since you're gonna be paying less money for those classes.
No, that's a very good point because you are paying for every single class that you're taking. And then were you aware of the price difference that you were paying, or that also?
I mean, that was another point that kind of took me by surprise. It was not that surprising because I came here kind of knowing that it is expensive, but I didn't fully know how expensive it would be as I was taking classes and and especially because I came to the Bay Area, Silicon Valley basically, and that is one of the most expensive regions in the US, and I also didn't know that at all.
Just came.
Yeah, so that was a shock too, just housing, rent, it's just so expensive here. And
how did you get housing? How did you get housing? And I know that you had an experience with that too in the beginning.
Yeah, so unless you're coming and you're in a different country trying to come here, you basically don't know anyone here. At least that was the case for me. I didn't know anyone here. You want the safest option basically, which is usually your school offers a program where you can stay with what is it called? It's a
homestay.
Yeah, basically.
Host family.
Yeah, it is kind of like that where you're paying rent, but it's a program with the school where they have families that will take you in and you can live at their house. And that's what I did, so that you can set that up before coming here, so when you come you already have that place for you to stay.
Are you gonna tell us how you were abandoned, or
do you want me to tell the story?
I want you to tell the story.
Well, okay, my first one of the first big experiences that I had here in the US was this, that
The abandonment.
Yeah, so basically, I came here. I came with my mom, and we stayed here like for a few days before she was gonna leave. And we like went to the house where I was gonna stay, moved my stuff there, and we went to the house like I think 2 times with the car. She was driving, and on the last day that she was gonna be here, when she was gonna leave back to Brazil, and I was just gonna like stay here by myself, the lady that was taking care of me, basically, the homestay, she said that she would come pick me up at the train station after I come back from like leaving my mom at the airport. And what happened is that my mom's flight ended up being like later, and so it was I ended up like coming back like way late. I think it was like 11 something, not too late, but it was late, at least for this lady. Because I came to the train station where she was gonna pick me up, and she was not there, and I'm like trying to call her, and at that point I don't have like carrier, I don't have my phone, I have to call using like a public phone, and I'm trying to call her and she doesn't pick up, and I'm like I don't have internet on my phone, I cannot call Uber, I have nothing. And she finally answers it and she tells me, oh, it's too late, I cannot pick you up. I'm like sleeping basically. And that's it. And then she turns off and I'm like there at the train station. I don't have my phone to like get an Uber again. I don't have like a carrier. I don't have even internet for like getting the maps of like the place where I need to go. So I'm kind of there, kind of lost. Don't know what to do, and I'm like, okay, there's only one thing that I can do. I have to like start walking to try to find this house. Like I have no idea where it is because I never walked there. I never went there from like this place where I am, and I only went there by car with my mom. She was driving. I was not even paying attention. Okay, so I started walking, and I just thought, okay, where is like the most likely for this house to be? Like I just know it's on the hills.
On the hills in St. Carlos.
Yeah, I just know it's on the hills, and like okay, I just started walking, like trying to think where is it like most likely for this house to be, and I'm in my head. I'm just as I walk, I'm thinking like this is it. I have to find this house, otherwise I'm gonna have to sleep on the street. Right? And it just came to a point where I was like, honestly, I don't care. Like I'm in the US, I'm here, I'm about to like start college. I don't care if I have to sleep on the street, I'm gonna sleep on the street.
America.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I was just so glad that I was there, and like if I have to sleep on the street, if I don't have to sleep at all tonight, I will not. And then like during the day I'll call her. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna walk, and I'm in my mind. I'm the whole time. I'm gonna find this house. I'm gonna find this house. I'm gonna find this house, and I'm just walking like, and I don't know how many hours I walked, but eventually I found the house just by like, I don't know, the universe just took me there.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a pretty interesting experience. But going back to like housing and renting. I stayed there for I think 2 months, and then I made friends at the college, and we just decided to like move in together, and I think that's the best thing that you can do is just find roommates. So we were basically 5 people sharing a 2-bedroom apartment.
How?
Just 2 in each bedroom and like 1 on the living room. That way like the rent was not super expensive.
And so, okay, that was like at the very start. Did you feel like you said there were some kind of very initial surprises? I'm guessing that like that was maybe just that journey was one of them. Were there more kind of culture shocks, or was it more of just like educational surprises at school?
Like of course there was culture like differences. I don't think I was shocked. Yeah, like it's a very different culture from my country in Brazil, but nothing that really like shocked me, because still a lot of the people that I would meet like around that time were international students, so all of them kind of came from different culture, and I think that's kind of nice. It's everyone's a little bit different.
Do you feel like generally this area was like diverse enough that maybe that was?
Yeah, that's probably why. Like the Bay Area, just there's just so many people from very different places.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was also a good place to come.
So then what were some other things that surprised you?
I think one of the like biggest surprises as well that kind of happened slowly.
Slowly.
Slowly, I mean like in the sense that I'm kind of like getting it as I go through school is not something that just shocked me. It was just like it was surprising how hard it is to find a job as an international student. That was very surprising. Like just to, I don't know. I came thinking, oh, it's America, like land of opportunity, and I do believe it is, but they make it so hard for international students. It's crazy. It's just I didn't know that like when you're applying for a job, companies will basically ask first if you're allowed to work, and then if you like ever gonna need like sponsorship. When I came here, I think it was like a little bit different. It was a different time. Maybe it was easier for international students, but I think that by the time that I was graduating, it was pretty hard because it's more like the economy and there was like pandemic, all of those things like going on. I think it just made it harder, and like a lot of the companies, they were just not, they didn't want to take international students because they know they have to sponsor them.
We had this conversation because when you are on F1 actively in school applying for internships, you still need to click that button because of like in the future you would require it, but the company doesn't need to actually be sponsoring you that summer, right? But
They do not, and like it's different for internships, but it's still not as easy as it would be for a normal student. Like they still like look and like, oh, it's an international student, because when you have an internship, the company most of the time is like they take you in because they see you as someone that in the future could come back and work for them. So if you're an international student, it's like it's just the process much harder for a company to like take you in. They had to basically pay a lot of money.
yeah, that's interesting. I see how that was a slow burn type of thing. Yeah, that's a hard one. Well, on that, that's kind of a sad note. Do you have any more uplifting surprises?
Uplifting.
Uplifting.
I mean, not shocks, but like still a lot of good things came to me like from just being in the U.S. I feel like I grew so much as a person. I was a completely different person when I came, and like even like 1 year in, like I had already changed so much. Like it really helped me just grow and like become more confident and just a lot of things. Like I met so many amazing people. I made friends from all over the world, and that was like pretty cool of the experience. And I met you as well.
Oh, thank you.
That was something good that came, and like yeah, it's invaluable.
Wow.
So I should continue to speak. Because
No, I'm just trying to think. I think the general takeaway is that there's always going to be shocks and surprises, but you come away from that having grown, maybe more mature, and definitely with like more life experience. Is there anything you'd maybe add to that?
Yeah, I mean, I cannot imagine the person that I would be if I didn't come to study in the U.S. It's just it's just so crazy how much I've changed in here and like how much I've learned. And I think like that's like even with all the struggle that you probably will go through being an international student, it's still worth it because you just gain so much from it. So like if you're on the fence or just thinking about it, just honestly do it. It's great. Even with
Even with the cons.
the stuff in between, it's still worth it.
Well, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.